Well, welcome back, everybody. This is the Clubhouse Miles podcast. It's been a while. We've had various things going on with myself and George, who isn't joining us today. But we are back, and today we're joined by the incredible Lucy Jones. So, Lucy, thank you so much for spending kind of half an hour with us on the podcast today. We've got quite a bit to talk about because your last year has been pretty crazy, hasn't it? If you just want to give us a bit of a rundown, 800 meters all the way to
Yeah.
the marathon.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. It's brilliant to be here. Yeah, I've just had unbelievable year, look, better than I could ever imagined. Managed to break through a little bit onto the sort of more elite scene, and yeah, just like really, really enjoyed it and had some results that I'm super proud of. So yeah, it's been a great year.
And did you have any, like, so obviously when you were marathon training, you kind of knew, I'm guessing, kind of where you were sort of functioning at, but was the first place female finisher in the London Marathon, in the mass race, was that on your mind at all? Because often people are going for times, aren't they, when it comes to the marathon? They're sort of thinking about, I want to be sub
Yeah,
7
no,
or
yeah, literally not at all. To be completely honest, I knew what shape I was in, and I thought it wasn't quite as fast as I ended up running. Um, but I had a really nice support system around me, and I've got a lovely coach and a really nice training group. So I think they sort of kind of felt the shape that I was in, and gave me a lot of confidence in the last few weeks heading into the marathon. But definitely not first finisher in the mass. Like there's absolutely no way I even considered that on the start line. I just was going out there to have a lot of fun with my friends and ended up way further up than I'd ever imagined. So yeah, I was really pleased.
and like obviously that got quite a bit of attention, didn't it? As it absolutely should do. So how have things changed for you since that day, obviously in April, and like since then we're in November now. It's been a
Yeah,
wild few months.
yeah, I think that obviously did get a lot of attention. I think it really helped that I was on the Project 3 with Puma, which was sort of like a program that backed individuals that aren't quite elite, but maybe we could do with a little bit of support, gave us a little bit of kit, a little bit of nutrition advice, that sort of thing. It was really nice. So obviously, beyond that, I was then kind of thrust upon Puma's socials post the marathon, which was great for me. It got me a lot of exposure. And it actually just gave me so much confidence. I think that I really shocked myself, but it's definitely something that maybe as a junior I might have hoped that I could do in the future. So to actually go out and do something that I'm really proud of was amazing. And then I was able to then take that confidence into the track season, and just kind of just yeah keep pushing as much as I could, and ran a lot of PBs and times that I'm so proud of, and yeah, just riding that wave. I'm gonna ride it for as long as I can. I think.
And that wave is absolutely still going, isn't it? Because you had the National Cross Country Relays with Herne Hill a couple of weeks ago and had a fantastic run, both individually and as a team there.
Yeah,
Then you had Cardiff Cross Challenge where you were third in the GB trial. Like, is that something that even, again, like kind of, if you'd wound the clock back, even like 3 or 4 months into the track season, would you have thought that was on the way for the cross?
no, I mean obviously you get good indicators from your training, and you know what sort of shape you're in. And I knew that I was in good shape, but to actually go out and do it in a field that is so unbelievably stacked, and sort of have the confidence to kind of put myself at the front and just kind of like let it happen was amazing. Yeah, I never could have imagined that. This time last year, I think my my first like proper breakthrough race was at Mansfield, where I managed to squeeze winning the first leg, and that was like obscene at the time, like absolutely obscene. I couldn't fathom that at the time. So the fact that I'm sat here 12 months later talking about getting a medal at Cardiff Short Course and being so close to the team is like mind blowing. I'm just continuously mind blown, honestly.
Well, I mean, it just sounds like a dream that you're in constantly. And when you then look forward
Yeah.
for like the rest of the season, does it ever dawn on you that you think, do your goals adapt with that? Or do you look at it and think like, oh, I don't know, like, is there any doubt for
Yeah, I know
you?
what you mean. I
Yeah.
think that obviously I ran the marathon, and then I kind of was quite kind to myself going into the track season, because it's a big thing to do, run a marathon and then move straight onto the track. And I just thought, you know what, as long as I PB across the board. I knew I was in shape to do that. I'd be happy walking away from the track season. My PBs across the board weren't super quick before this year. Um, and yeah, just gained confidence throughout the season and then got a bit of a sniff of like some really fast times and then kind of just like thought, well, there's nothing to lose, I might as well try. And ended up walking away from the track season really, really having made some really great strides. And then obviously, again, I feel like I've entered this cross country season with the same mentality in terms of like just be really kind to yourself. And at the end of the day, this time last year, I was essentially a nobody. Like I really, really wasn't a big performer. I'd been running for years, but not consistently and not competitively. So for me, just to be stood on the start line and with confidence is enough. Like I genuinely really don't mind what the performance outcome is. So as long as I give it my 100%, I'm happy. So yeah, I think that's the reason I've been able to ride the wave for so long is that I don't mind about the results. So the results seem to still be coming because I'm not stressed.
That's really interesting. And I think like,
So that's a nice thing, at least.
yeah, like to be able to come away from it and still have that pure love and joy for what you're doing as opposed to putting the pressure on you is, I guess, quite unique because it's quite natural for us to put pressure on ourselves, especially in
Yeah,
and when you look at like social media, you said about the exposure that you got from being on Puma's socials and things like that. I think that can obviously contribute to it quite a lot. We were in this kind of
yeah,
like time of runfluencers, if you like, and people that are
yeah.
plastering stuff on social media. So is there ever a point where you look at people on socials or people that you might be competing with that you start to just feel like you should be doing something differently or you shouldn't or like yeah, how has that changed for you and how does the social media kind of landscape impact you?
Yeah. Yeah, so I feel like oh God, it has ramped up in the last few years. Obviously, you can see through people that get contracts and just the way it's all working at the moment, like it's so influential if you can be prominent on social media, and it's such a good mechanism for professional athletes or semi-pro athletes. But I think for me, I feel like I've got quite a nice balance. I do quite like posting about my race results just because it's fun for me. And like I want to show young athletes and young girls that you can have sort of like in my case a decade where you're a bit rubbish or can't quite find your feet or feel like you're treading water for a long time and come out the other side. So I kind of do like to show like my performances and have a bit of fun on social media just because of that. And then I think in terms of like looking at what other people are doing, I think with growing up at Charnwood and having a really nice setup there at Loughborough and then going out to America and it not quite working for me and finishing my degree at Birmingham, and while I had an amazing experience and there was amazing coaches, it just didn't click for me. And I've now found a setup that really works for me in a club environment that I absolutely love with the most amazing coach and brilliant friends. And in all honesty, I'm not interested in what other people are doing because I found what works for me and what works for other people is like so different. And I think yeah, I just feel so confident in my setup and so happy that I'm not. I don't look really. I don't really look at what other people are doing. I don't really have anyone on Strava. I don't really like at the end of the day, it is what it is. I'm going to do what I can do to do as well as I can, and it's kind of irrelevant what other people are doing, kind of. So yeah,
That seems like kind of the ideal sort of approach really and to be genuinely completely happy with that, I think is probably one of the most powerful positions you can be in. And I think you do see it come through on your social media then that the authenticity is there and that's then probably helping you anyway. And it kind of, I guess, feeds almost a positivity kind of cycle for you. But if we look at what you've been doing
yeah, I hope so.
recently, you've been out in Font, haven't you? And went altitude training in Font Romeu.
Yeah,
How was that? Can you just talk us through kind of what that was like,
yeah.
that
So
kind of thing?
yeah, so I yeah just made the decision after the back on coming off the back of the marathon. I got up to Font for a couple of weeks before the marathon. Um, before the marathon, I managed to like save a bit of time of work. And that did me really well, and I think that carried into the track season, and that's where I sort of saw a lot of progress in my track PB. So I'd already sort of made the decision over the summer if I could get out to Font Romeu, I would. And my job is remote now, so it means that I could work while I was out there, but it means that I could be remote and like just train out there, which was really really helpful. Um, and yeah, I just went out. I lived with Neve Brown, who also she just like fancied getting out there for a month, and we just both decided we wanted to get super fit. And yeah, I had an amazing time. I think it was 3.5 weeks of like some really, really decent sessions. I don't think I lit the world on fire at all while I was out there, but I think that, that's to be expected at the start of a winter block. And yeah, just overall really enjoyed it. It sort of got me back into the swing of training because I took sort of 3 weeks off at the end of September. So I was like really needed to sort of reset my body and my mind before the winter. Um, and yeah, it just went really well. I had a really nice experience. There was loads of really nice girls out there. There was a few pro groups that I jumped in with, and just like, yeah, it was very cash. Yeah, just enjoyed it really.
Oh, excellent. That does sound brilliant. I mean, personally, I've been to Font a couple of times with the uni group down here, and
Oh, nice.
it is an amazing place. And if you can really tap into how much you love your training when you're out there, you will just have the best time, won't you? So that just it sounds fantastic.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
but we're going to wind the clock back a little bit now, because you mentioned a little bit as a junior, you had a nice setup at Charnwood. You did a bit of steeplechasing, didn't you? Um,
Yeah,
is there any
did.
chance that we could see that on the return next year?
Um, if it was my coach's answer to this question, it would be 1,000,000% yes. I think that I won't say no. There's
Okay.
potential for me to be steepling next year, but that might be a bit of a go with the flow, see how it goes, give it a crack sort of situation at the start of the season, and then if we can see it being something that would work and do well at, then I'll stick at it. But I'm a bit of a um, jack of all trades, master of none, so I'm probably going to be asking my coach to do all of them. But well, yeah, the the short answer is probably yes. I might do one or two. We'll see how it goes.
That's got to be exciting. Steeplechase is something else. So that's yeah, I'm excited for you if you do decide to have
Yeah,
because that would be it'd be insane. And I mean, going on way we look at
yeah.
yeah, 100 meters all the way to marathon, you say jack of all trades, like that is a pretty insane range. But is there a favorite in there? You've got your 800s, your 15s, your threes, your 5Ks, like yeah.
I'd say I probably have a favorite for the winter and a favorite. I don't actually have a favorite. It's probably 1,500. To be fair, if I'm really honest with myself. um, I just love the 1,500. I love the short stuff on the track. I think it's dead fun. I think that hopefully there's still a little bit of progress in there, and I love the training. Um, yeah, so definitely 1,500 on the track, and then in the winter, I absolutely love getting stuck into cross country. Like, I feel like there's nothing grittier than that. So, yeah, both of those two probably can't be much different than one another.
So with cross country then, if obviously yeah, you're throwing yourself into this season, Liverpool is of course on the horizon, isn't it? It's the one that everybody kind of looks to this side of Christmas.
Yeah.
Will we see you in Liverpool and what are your thoughts heading into that?
Yeah, no, you'll definitely see me in Liverpool. It's definitely not one that I'm going to be missing. I feel like I'm in good shape. To put it blankly, I'm gonna just give it a good crack. I'm gonna just go for it and yeah, see how high up I can finish. I think last year I was 13th, which again was a absolutely major rate. Like I just was mind blown with that. So just my sort of goal this year is just to finish higher than that and have a really strong run. And anything else is a bonus, really.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, it's a brutal course, isn't it? It's because you think
Yeah,
it's
I'm kind of hoping it's wet and muddy. I think
yeah.
that you need a certain type of grit to get through what it was like last year. So I'm hoping it's like that again.
Yeah, you definitely do. That is so true. Um, but yeah, that's crazy. Absolutely crazy. So when you say, obviously, you said how stacked Cardiff was, Liverpool, of course, is going to be just as insanely talented. When you look at the talent that we've got in women's middle distance and long distance running at the minute, can you kind of talk us through what it's like, not only to be racing those girls, but you're actually in those conversations because you're not just racing them, you are holding your own, you're beating them, you are part of that cohort. Like, what's that like?
Yeah, honestly, it gives me goosebumps. I think it's absolutely insane. I think also coming from the perspective of having not been at the top for so many years, maybe being at the top as a junior and then having a few years where, I wasn't necessarily running competitively or just wasn't really running, to be honest. I feel like I come at it from a very fresh perspective and like probably much more just grateful to be in and amongst those girls. Like genuinely, and just one thing that stands out for me is watching Holly get the her first GB best at Cardiff on Saturday. Like I actually could cry about it. I don't even know her that well, but I'm like, well, I do know her that well, but I don't know her. Like I'm not, but I wouldn't be best friends with her. And I'm like, just she's fought for that, and I've watched her fight for that, and just the fact that she's just gone and got that is amazing. And you're just surrounded constantly by 20 or 30 of the most impressive women um, I've ever met. And to be racing against them, obviously there's a large aspect of competitiveness and everybody wants to beat everyone. But at the same time, I just think we all have so much fun and we have so much respect for one another. And yeah, there's no position I'd rather be in than the position I am now, really fighting against those girls. Like, yeah. And I think at the end of the day, obviously, again, you're going to fight until the death. But with that said, I couldn't be happier for anyone that does get a vest or does achieve something that, they've wanted for years. Because you yourself going through it and trying to aim for the same thing is just like it's a pure elation when you get there. So it's just so lovely watching everyone else manage to do as well as they do. So yeah, and I think British female endurance sports, particularly, is because of the rise of social media and running being pushed on social media. It's just absolutely booming at the moment, and yeah, I'm here for it. I'm here for it, and yeah, I'm loving it.
And you say about, again, social media, because you've just joined, I've been seeing on social media everywhere that you've just joined with Run Through for some coaching work, haven't you? And what's it like to be kind of
Yeah,
in that position where you are helping then so many people join that running boom that we've got going on and being part of this movement that is so not just influential, but genuinely beneficial to basically the entire population? Because
yeah.
there's no one that can't access athletics in some way. I mean, I was at the Track and Field Inclusivity Awards the other day to show like how athletics is so inclusive for various people from every walk of life. So yeah, you are facilitating a massive part of that, essentially being a coach and an online coach as well.
Yeah, I think that it's just amazing. I've got a few athletes ranging from all ages, and it's just lovely to see. Like, I I genuinely don't think there's anything better if you have the ability to run and you've got, all you really need is a pair of trainers. Um, Mentally and physically, the impact that it has on the individual is absolutely insane. Like, I cannot encourage people to get into running more than I feel like I do now. And I just absolutely I love coaching. I think it's just a really, really nice thing to do. I think at the end of the day, you are helping someone grow personally, professionally, and I suppose like in terms of their confidence as well. And yeah, it's made me feel a little bit like since I've started that I'm giving a little bit back, and I feel like that's a bit ridiculous, but at least like I've been through it. I've enjoyed it. I'm kind of like getting a little bit, I say older. I'm probably a bit of a vet in the sport now. So it's nice to just be able to like give that experience and help those like sort of younger and older athletes to enjoy it at least. And hopefully the boom is here to stay.
Yeah, I think it is. I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. I think social media's power is going to make sure of that because it's become trendy in a way, hasn't it, to go and be running and posting about it on social media because
Yeah.
whilst social media has this illusion that it can create in everything looks amazing all the time, we have also got a fantastic part of social media that is showing that even when it's hard, running's really great, and even when people are really
Yeah.
struggling with it, it's really great. And I hope that
Yeah.
yeah keeps people in the sport. I think the biggest question left for me to ask you is if you've got anything, kind of any. I'm sure you'll have your targets with you, your coach, your training group for the next 3 months, next 6 months, next 12 months. But if there was one thing to pick out, whether it could be your wildest dream that you think is like your like A plus plus target, or just one thing that you really want to nail in the next year, what would it be?
Yeah. I think um completely honest, I would absolutely love to get a GB vest. I think that's something that that is the pinnacle of probably all athletes. dreams, I think. What vest that is, I don't care. I don't mind. But yeah, I think that will be the goal of the next 12 months. Just trying to get as close to as possible and or getting a GB vest. I think once I have done that, I will be able to die happy. That will be boxes ticked. You can take me now. But yeah, so I yeah, that would be the main aim for me. And then after that, if that does happen and I continue on the trajectory that I'm on, then the sky's the limit. We'll just keep going.
Oh, I'm sure you absolutely will because you are just flying at the minute. And I mean,
Thank
when
you.
I have been doing commentary jobs and I've seen your name crop up, I mean, one comes to mind. I was commentating with Hannah England in the summer, and I think it was
Yeah,
your 800 that you did this year. You ran 2:05, and I
yeah,
remember saying to Hannah, Hannah was like, "Oh, well, what do you think Lucy could do in this?" And I remember saying on air, it could be absolutely anything because she's just flying this year that we could see anything come out of this. We've seen her
yeah.
smash the 15, we've seen her smash the marathon. Don't discount her because you think she's a marathon runner because just keep your eye on her. And then you smashed it with the 2:05 and I was like, that's excellent. That's exactly what I want.
Thank you. I think I shocked myself a bit there actually. I did like one 800-meter session the week before, and Jeff was like, "Okay, we'll just chuck you in an 800," and I was like, "Great." But yeah, that was a really good day. I really enjoyed that. I was hell for leather from the gun though, so yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always a painful way to run it, but it's a fantastic time. And if you can do that, then
Yeah.
you can nail a lot of things on the track. So
Thank you. Thank you
but
so
yeah,
much.
that's pretty much everything. So thank you
Cool.
very much, Lucy, for joining us on this episode, and
No
thank you everybody
worries.
for listening as well. Um,
Thank you so much for having me. I
that's
really appreciate it.